A major engine manufacturer has disclosed plans for a new power unit with the potential to significantly disrupt the diesel engine sector in the near future. While the global automotive industry charges ahead with battery electric vehicles, this established brand is methodically developing a game-changing alternative. A recent statement from the company's chief executive has reverberated through the industry, prompting a critical examination of the viability of hydrogen internal combustion engines as a genuine competitor to electric cars, or whether this represents merely another ambitious declaration. The company, long synonymous with rugged diesel power, is now asserting that the next major evolution will be hydrogen-fueled, promising a familiar engine experience without the total reliance on large battery packs. The vision is of an engine that delivers the power and feel of conventional fuels, but with zero carbon emissions, no charging downtime, and the capability to effortlessly run heavy-duty trucks, buses, and industrial equipment. Crucially, the firm states this is not a distant concept but a technology currently being prepared for real-world deployment. This raises a pivotal question. In an era where rivals have sunk billions into battery technology, can hydrogen engines genuinely alter the course of the mobility race? For generations, this company's identity has been built on heavy, dependable, and incredibly durable diesel engines. Its products became the default choice for trucks, buses, mining equipment, and industrial generators wherever relentless power and unwavering reliability were non-negotiable. Its engineering earned a reputation for producing machines that operated tirelessly for years, fostering deep customer trust. This was never a company concerned with flashy marketing or hype. Its core identity was forged in practical hard-won durability and operational excellence. However, the technological tide turned as environmental concerns took center stage, casting diesel emissions as a primary culprit. Many observers speculated that the era of such specialized engine manufacturers was concluding, rendered obsolete by the shift toward electrification. It was at this juncture that the company made a surprising and strategic pivot. Rather than abandoning the internal combustion engine altogether, it pursued a fundamental insight. The issue was not the engine architecture itself, but the fuel. This transition was driven by a clear-eyed assessment of electric vehicles' limitations, particularly in demanding sectors like long-haul trucking and heavy industry where operational hours lost to charging are economically untenable. Hydrogen presented a pathway to retain the operational advantages of diesel while embracing a clean energy future. The considerable risk involved was that of a legacy giant voluntarily evolving beyond its most successful identity. The company understood that resisting change meant eventual irrelevance, while mastering it offered a chance to redefine its historical legacy for a new age. The path forward was fraught with challenges, including underdeveloped infrastructure, high initial costs, and a nascent market. Undeterred, the company committed significant investment, redirecting its engineering prowess toward this new mission. So, what precisely is a hydrogen engine? Contrary to impressions of esoteric laboratory science, the core principle is actually pretty straightforward. Its purpose is identical to any other internal combustion engine, to propel a vehicle. The fundamental difference lies in the fuel. Where diesel or gasoline combust, hydrogen is used instead. A second major differentiator is weight. The battery packs in large electric vehicles, especially trucks and buses, are extraordinarily heavy, which directly reduces payload capacity, a critical metric for commercial viability. A hydrogen fuel cell system or internal combustion system can be comparatively lighter, preserving precious cargo or passenger weight allowances. Third is suitability for duty cycles. While electric vehicles excel in urban and short-range applications, sectors involving trucks running day and night, mining operations, or long-distance coach travel just can't accommodate extended charging interruptions. Hydrogen engines, on the other hand, fit these continuous use scenarios seamlessly. It's also important to clarify that hydrogen engine can actually refer to two primary technologies: fuel cell systems that generate electricity to drive a motor, and hydrogen internal combustion engines that operate very similarly to their diesel counterparts. For the end user, the essential takeaways are really the same: dramatically reduced emissions and maintained vehicle functionality. This leads to another subtle advantage: familiarity. Millions of drivers and mechanics worldwide are deeply accustomed to internal combustion technology. Transitioning entirely to electric drivetrains requires a wholesale shift in skills and tools. Hydrogen engines, particularly the combustion type, serve as a pragmatic bridge between entrenched experience and a cleaner future, allowing the operational environment to benefit without demanding a radical behavioral overhaul from the workforce. This philosophy of a multi-pathway future, where electric, hydrogen, and other solutions each find their optimal niche, is central to the company's strategy. The argument for hydrogen's suitability becomes overwhelmingly persuasive in the realm of heavy vehicles. For passenger cars in cities, electric vehicles are often perfectly adequate. However, the equation changes fundamentally for heavy-duty trucks, buses, mining excavators, construction machinery, and industrial equipment. Here, hydrogen's inherent advantages come to the fore. First, the weight penalty of batteries is, honestly, just crippling for heavy transport. The massive battery needed for a long-haul truck drastically cuts into its freight-carrying ability. A hydrogen system's lighter weight allows for, greater payloads. Second, time is money in commercial operations. Vehicles in freight, transit, and mining are often assets that must earn their keep around the clock. The hours required for high-power charging are a severe economic handicap, whereas hydrogen refueling in minutes preserves vital operational uptime. Third, range and reliability are paramount. Heavy trucks travel vast distances, and the range anxiety associated with electric trucks, especially under full load, is a major concern. Hydrogen systems can be engineered for longer ranges, freeing logistics planners from the constant calculus of charging station locations. Fourth, operational environments matter. Mining sites, remote regions, deserts, and extreme climates pose challenges for battery performance, which, suffers in very cold or very hot temperatures. Hydrogen engine technology, based on robust and understood mechanical principles, can offer more predictable and reliable performance in these harsh conditions. Further commercial considerations include long-term costs and maintenance. Replacing a failed multi-ton electric truck battery is a prohibitively expensive event. While hydrogen systems have their own maintenance needs, the overall cost of ownership over a vehicle's life, especially for fleets already versed in engine maintenance, may prove more favorable. Finally, the environmental imperative is greatest here. Heavy-duty vehicles are disproportionately large contributors to transportation emissions and air pollution. Transitioning these workhorses to a clean fuel like hydrogen would yield outsized benefits for air quality in cities, along highways, and in industrial zones. Therefore, hydrogen is not seen as a competitor to electric passenger cars, but as the most viable decarbonization pathway for the heavy transport sector that batteries currently struggle to serve effectively. The most frequently cited obstacle to hydrogen adoption is infrastructure, encapsulated in the simple question, where do you refuel? Today, hydrogen refueling stations are scarce, especially compared to the ubiquitous network of gasoline stations or the rapidly growing grid of EV chargers. This legitimate concern over fuel availability and driver anxiety is the single largest barrier to widespread adoption. However, this very challenge also represents a monumental business opportunity. The initial growth pattern will not mirror that of passenger cars. Instead, hydrogen will likely gain traction first in the commercial and industrial sectors, where vehicles operate on fixed or predictable routes, between ports and distribution centers, within mining complexes, or along dedicated freight corridors. For these fleets, building a limited number of strategically located hydrogen stations can support entire networks of vehicles, making the infrastructure challenge manageable and financially viable. This hub-based model transforms the infrastructure problem. A station built at a major logistics hub, port, or industrial park can serve hundreds of vehicles, guaranteeing constant demand and a steady revenue stream. This makes such investments attractive to energy companies and investors. Government policy will also be a critical accelerator, just as it has been for electric vehicles and renewable energy. Subsidies, tax incentives, and clear regulatory frameworks can dramatically speed up infrastructure deployment. Furthermore, hydrogen stations have potential beyond vehicles. They can evolve into hubs for industrial energy supply, backup power, and grid stability services, enhancing their long-term value.